It's Anna Carter, and just shooting my little introductory video about online pedagogy and our experience. I did choose the ranking number 3, experienced, because that said 4 to 10 classes of learning or teaching, and we've just finished 4 classes, so by default I end up in that category. But then I have taught 3 or 4 hybrid classes, which are some face-to-face, some online, and then I've taught 4 online classes as well, all in just the past couple years, so not long-term extensive information, but I guess that puts me in the experienced category. A couple of the things that I think will be great, or that I'm looking forward to about online learning more about online teaching, are one, that it's new, it's an adventure, and I like to be creative in how I'm teaching my students, so I'm looking forward to learning a lot. And then the second thing would be just that COVID-19 has made it necessary that we all kind of be able to drop back and punt and do that if we have to. And I guess what scares me would be the technology, because that's sort of what scared me before we started this program, just not knowing what we would use, but that kind of is exciting too. Just to see what else is out there. I want to learn from everybody else. And then one of the other things that worries me is when I'm face-to-face with students, I feel like I pick up on what they're getting, what they're not getting, and I'm worried that more online, like, how do you still do that? So I'm not so much necessarily worried about it, just kind of curious, like, what else can you do to make that different? I don't have necessarily a best or worst story, but when our school transitioned to online, they put together a committee called the MASH committee. And at this moment, I don't remember what the acronym stands for, but anyway, our charge was to get everybody like transitioned quickly to online learning. So professors just given ideas of things that they could do and how to make it work and things to remember, that students aren't going to be able to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9:45 online with you necessarily anymore. So in doing all of that, once we've finished, we're still working as a committee to see how we transition into the fall. And so I was put in charge of helping to create a student survey. And I'm collecting all of that data through tomorrow. And just in looking at it, one of the things that really jumps out at me is communication is key. We asked many questions, but a couple of them are like, what was something a professor did that was very helpful to you? And all of those came down to communication. Professors checking in, doing Zoom calls, doing Skype, emailing, how are you, what's going on, just anything. Communication was key, but then we asked a question, what was the worst part for you? And it came down to communication as well, just not being clear, not knowing. So communication was super key. So I guess that's sort of the story I would tell, or the takeaway from online learning or teaching as well. So I think I covered everything. See you guys soon.